A very good morning, it's Fabio and we're going to be analyzing gold and all the major dollar pairs. So first of all, EURUSD here on the daily time frame, we can see that we're sitting at a key level of support, which is providing us with some form of bullish reaction and a lot of manipulation on the lower time frame. A lot of people getting their hands burnt currently on EURUSD, which I understand. What we're currently seeing is not very nice. We're liquidating the high, we're liquidating the low, liquidating the low, liquidating the high. So it's just really moving like a choppy range in towards the highs. So I'm currently sitting this one out. Yes, we are situated inside an area of supply, so it still does make sense to push down lower in my opinion. But what you see in these kind of examples is that when you use fractal structure, it just doesn't work as effective as you would want to see, because what happens is that you just liquidate the high and then push back down, hit your stop loss. So let's sit this one out at the moment is my humble opinion. Look here at the 1 hour time frame and I would just wait. Personally, I'm not a big fan of shorting this at the moment just because the overall internal structure is making higher highs and higher lows. I'm personally just going to be waiting for some new momentum to kick in and then get in on any retracement possible to then short EURUSD further. But I want to see more bearish confirmation. Ideally, I would see EURUSD push up a little bit higher. This is the other short that I'm looking at, and push in towards this 1 hour area of supply. Then give us bearish confirmation, because then you're trading inside the 1 hour extreme, right? Because your 1 hour bearish range is from this high all the way down in towards this low. So if it were to break this high, then it could indicate that your USD is ready to push up a little bit higher, for example, back up in towards this daily supply zone over here. Now that is what I'm waiting for on EURUSD, sitting this one out, waiting for the extreme 1 hour supply zone to get hit, or we wait for a new 1 hour break of structure. Going into the dollar index, the reason why EURUSD is manipulating so hard is because the dollar hits obviously a daily area of supply. So this daily area of supply with these two equal highs right below it, as I've been mentioning for quite some time now, are causing some bearish pressure here on the dollar index. Now, with such a large overextended move in towards the upside, it is not strange that you're just seeing a minor pullback. Go into towards the 4 hour time frame, and then what you're going to see is that the 4 hour fractal structure still remains bearish. So do not get yourself mistaken. It still makes sense for these dollar pairs to head down lower. So EURUSD, EU goes down, dollar goes up. Why? Because the dollar becomes stronger relatively to the euro. So now what we're looking at here on the dollar index is that the fact that it is situated inside a 4 hour area of demand. So now what I'm waiting for is, again, for this high to break. If we break that high, maybe a retest of the demand zone, get in on those dollar pairs and then look to form a new higher high, trade that further in towards the upside, and then aim to break obviously this daily area of supply next. So for now, still only bulls on the dollar, not yet looking for a deeper retracement on this. Now going and having a look at AUDUSD, pretty much the same as EURUSD. What we can see is, again, a lot of manipulation. Yesterday we came in towards this 4 hour area of supply. Now coming in towards that 4 hour area of supply, I was interested in looking for a short in towards the downside, because we also grabbed the liquidity above all of these descending highs. Now what we saw yesterday was pretty interesting, because we had a 4 hour bearish change of character. So we push up, pull back, push up, push down, we broke character over here, so market structure shift. And then at that point in time, I was also looking at further downside for shorts. So what we saw yesterday was an initial reaction inside that 15-minute area of supply over here, right? So we had the supply zone, and then we get the initial reaction down, we get that pullback, and then again another push down. Personally, I was just staying out, waiting, because I saw EURUSD manipulating so much. And when you see EURUSD manipulate, then you can expect the other pairs to manipulate as well, because EURUSD is kind of the leader when it comes to all of these dollar pairs. And it's very likely that AU and GU are all going to follow EU in what it does. So if you see that EU is very unclear, it's most of the time a smarter decision than to stay out of these AU-GU pairs. So when it comes to AU for today, looking here at the 1 hour time frame, what I'm looking at now is for some bearish momentum to kick in. At this point in time, I would definitely recommend staying out. No financial advice, of course, but what we can currently see is that we have this demand zone over here, right? So this demand zone is currently in control, this sell before the buy up. If you go into the 4 hour time frame, it will become a lot more clear. What you can see here on the 4 hour is, again, very obvious 4 hour demand, sell down, buy up. We're now retracing in towards that 4 hour demand zone. So this is now for me in control. Inside here, it should just give us some like bullish buys, and it's very unpredictable to be selling in inside a 4-hour demand zone. Therefore, I'll wait for that low to go, and then I'll be keeping my eyes open for a new short here on AUDUSD. But until then, I am personally going to be staying out. Pushing now further into GBPUSD. GBPUSD was actually a nice short yesterday. I hope some of you were able to capitalize on it in the morning. If we look here at the 4-hour time frame, we can very clearly again see, and let me just clean up the chart and give you a naked analysis, that this was your 4-hour fractal high. This was your 4-hour fractal low, and what happened is that during the London session, we retraced in towards that 4-hour supply zone, and we saw some very nice manipulation, because what happened is that you see the market was consolidating and then pushed above this high over here, giving us a fake out on the highs. Then it broke structure in towards the downside over here again, and then there was a shorting opportunity to be taken on the lower time frame, with here being your entry and then your stop loss above the highs. Okay, so that was the most interesting short. You could have also taken it with a wider stop loss, but a very nice short to be taken on the London session. Then again, during New York, we were looking for another opportunity to sell GBPUSD in towards the downside, but then again, a lot of manipulation. Nearly got my hands burnt on this as well. Here we had the bearish change of character. We come into that supply zone, initial reaction. Here we had the liquidation, and then we had the push down. Then this becomes your valid supply zone, and you could have looked for a short, which was perfectly valid, but then obviously we don't have a 100% win rate. You would have taken a loss here on GBPUSD, with it pushing initially into around 1% profit. So overall, GBPUSD for the rest of today, I am definitely not trading this. We can see that we're kind of back into a ranging format here on GU, where the market is just moving inside this box. If you go into the lower time frame, it will become a lot more clear. As you can see, we're just moving back into the range high. At this point in time, a lot of people would say this is an inverse head and shoulders, right? So you're seeing something like this. So they're now looking for further upside. Makes sense. Looking here at the 4-hour, we can again see a 4-hour fractal break in towards the upside. I'll just wait for this 4-hour fractal to close, or this individual candlestick to close. I want to see a strong candle close, maybe a pullback and then another push up, and then it wouldn't be strange. We can just push back up in towards this 4-hour supply zone. For now, I'm still not interested in calling the bottom on GU. What I'm looking at personally is the daily, and I would like to see this demand zone still get hit on GBPUSD. But going back in towards the 4-hour, let's see if we can maybe, if we see a strong 4-hour candle close, form some demand here, get a nice long back up in towards this area of supply, and then you could potentially hold it with a runner all the way back up in towards where? In towards this daily supply zone over here, because your overall range here on GBPUSD on the daily, if we look at it from a fractal perspective, has still got a lot of room to push up higher, at least in towards that 0.5 fib retracement level. So some short-term buys definitely on GBPUSD would look good. Also with Euro GBP being bearish at this point in time, that could fuel a further move up on GU. So let's wait for some development. Let's see how the 4-hour candle close turns out to be, and then maybe we can get in on some longs. Moving further into NZDUSD, what are we seeing from that pair? So NZDUSD has retraced back up into daily supply, and with daily supply I'm referring to these two wicks over here. So what I like about this at this point in time is that the 4-hour never really made a bearish change of character, or at least it did, very similar to AU, but it was more manipulation over here what you had. Now what I'm looking at is if we can start breaking this low again, and then I'll exactly the same with AU, look to get in on some shorts on NU as well. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on NU. Otherwise we could just again push up higher from here and maybe even grab liquidity above all of these descending highs. So definitely stay out of shorts for now until we break this area of demand, because it could just push up higher. If it breaks this low, then shorts become more interesting once again. Going into gold, last of all, gold has been pushing up higher, obviously with the tensions that we have between Russia and Ukraine, with Ukraine firing a long distance missile into Russia, and then Russia as well picking up the nuclear weapon programs as well. So this has caused gold to rise further in towards the upside. For now, we've still missed out on this daily area of supply, so I'm still looking at further upside on gold for now. Looking here at the 1 hour time frame, I'm just viewing this as some manipulation at this point in time. So I'll definitely be looking and interested in further upside on gold. Where this will happen from, not clear yet. We still have some liquidity positioned. Let me show you guys underneath this low over here. So preferably I would like to see that low get taken out and then a further upside push starts to form. But if the 15-minute from here starts to form bullish market structure already, I would also be interested in getting in some longs once the demand chain is confirmed. So no bullish pressure yet on the lower time frame, but I am still interested in, if we look at the daily time frame, to further long this, because the overall trend on the higher time frame is still bullish. Yes, I got a comment yesterday, but Fabio, you were saying that gold is bearish and then bullish. I don't understand. Here, look, the short-term trend is in towards the downside, or was in towards the downside. Now we've started to break minor structure over here, this supply zone. So from here, it could just start rallying back up again in line with the overall daily trend, obviously after it grabbed liquidity underneath these lows and these lows. So looking for further upside on gold, but we need the lower time frame still to give us some more confirmation that the overall order flow wants to continue, because this could just be a very beautiful future order block on gold. But for the same reason, it could also just start pushing down lower back in towards this 4 hour demand zone, this 4 hour demand zone, this 4 hour demand zone. So therefore, wait for confirmation that we really want to push up higher. Otherwise, it could just keep selling off into lower demand zones. So wait for confirmation, and then we'll look to get in on a long position. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. Make sure to join Discord, and I'll see you there.